भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। प्रज्ञानां शुप्रतानैस्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगतगुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः।
Mandukya Upanishad with Karikas, chapter 3. Read Karika 27.
सतो हि मायया जन्म युज्यते न तु तत्त्वतः तत्त्वतो जायते यस्य जातं तस्य हि जायते।
All that is there in reality is Advaya Brahma. Truly speaking, Jagat is not at all there. Shrutis do speak of Srishti only a means to reveal our Swarupa free from Prapancha. Based on many Shruti quotations, it was proved that Brahma is Advaya, non-dual in nature. Now, based on reasoning also, same fact is being established. Take Anvaya of, we have seen the Prastavana Bhashya of this Karika. Take Anvaya of Karika 27. Mayaya hi Sataha Janma Yujyate Tatvataha tu Na, again take Yujyate. Yasya Vadinaha Tatvataha Jayate Tasya Jatam hi Jayate. Tasya Jatam hi Jayate. Mayaya hi Sataha Janma. This Sataha can be taken, it is said in the sense of sixth case of Sat, of ever existent principle Sat Brahma. It can be taken as Sataha, fifth case also from Brahma, but here it's taken as sixth case of Sat Brahma. Mayaya Janma Yujyate. Yujyate is proper, is fit to have Janma. Janma means Karya, Srishti. How? Mayaya. By Maya power, and when you are using the word Maya, it means whatever Janma that has taken place it is only an appearance, not true creation. Like rope appearing as a snake, but rope doesn't become the snake. Therefore, in the case of Sat Brahma, which is avikari, changeless, and Advaya is nature, non-dual is nature. If at all, if Srishti appears to be there, if something is born out of that appears to be there, it is what? Mayaya yujyate. It can be possible only on account of Maya, which makes us believe that Sat has become Jagat, but truly not so. Like magic. Whereas whereas Tatvataha natu na yujyate. Tatvata means in reality. Actually, Srishti has not taken. See, from the seed, sprout, plant, tree, Tatvata, in reality. But from the rope, emergence of the snake is not Tatvata. Not in reality. It is not just not possible. So therefore it says, from of Sat Brahma, the Janma, the birth, in terms of Karya, effect, the Jagat Srishti, na yujyate is not proper. And those people who argue that Jagat is born from Brahma have to accept what they refer to Sat as something which is subject to be born, which is avikari, which is changing in nature. They have to accept it perforce. So therefore it says, Yasya, add there, Vadina, in the case of which argumentator, the opponent, Tatvataha jayate, Sataha janma Tatvataha jayate, means Sat Brahma in reality becomes Jagat. Like the seed has become a huge tree in reality. So those who argue that way, Tattva Jayate, they have to accept one thing. Tasya, in the case of that argumenter, Jatam hi jayate. Jatam means here, Janmashilam, important, means that which is prone to be born, that which is prone to change, means its very nature is such that it is prone to change, prone to become something else. Then it is possible, means it is not Brahma. Brahma is never prone to change. Brahma is not never Jatam. Janmashila, Utpattishila is not there. Because why? Ajam. Already I told Ajam. When Brahma, Sat, Brahma is Ajam, unborn, it cannot be born, it is avikari, changeless, it cannot be something born. And yet you argue that from Brahman the Jagat is born. You are talking of some Brahma which is prone to be born, prone to get changed. That is not what we are talking. That is not our Brahma. So therefore, Yasya, the Kedavadi, Tatvataha jayate, means Brahma eva paramasataha jagadatmana jayate. Brahma itself is born in reality in terms of Jagat. In their case, jatam, or an entity which is liable to be born. Only such entities are born in terms of Jagat, which cannot be applied to Brahma because it is Aja. Brahma doesn't fit in the category of Jatam, means Utpatti Shila, Janma Shila, whose tendency is to be born. Brahma is not so. We are talking of something else. With the fact that Ajam na jayate, unborn can never be born. So what are you talking there? Let us see the Bhashya. Tatra etasyat, read.
तत्र एतत् स्यात् सदा अग्राह्यमेव चेत् असदेवात्मतत्त्वम् इति.
Tatra, in this shloka, that is what? In this Karika. Etat syat. Etat stands for Shanka. This Shanka, doubt is possible in this context. What is it? Agrahyameva chet. Asadeva atmatatvamiti. So that is, in this case, that Brahma is something which is changeless. It is free from attributes. And it doesn't get subject to change or give rise to birth of Jagat. If this Shanka, doubt is possible. What is that? Agrahyam eva. Your Brahma is something which is nagrahya, not perceptible, imperceptible. And therefore, Rasadeva Atma Tattvamiti. The Atma Tattva, the Brahma Tattva, you Vedanti is establishing is what? Asadeva. It is not an existent entity, because if it were an existent entity, it should be available for perception. Rabbit's horn cannot be seen. Why? It doesn't exist at all. So therefore, if this Brahma is agrahya, which is not perceptible, then asadeva, here asada means non-existent to the atma tattva iti. Such context arises. This is what the Purva-paksha has got in mind, for which Bhashyakara answers, read tanna.
तन्न कार्यग्रहणात्.
Tatna, the doubt you raise is not correct. It doesn't arise at all. Why? Karya grahana. Grahanat means jnanat. Karyasya jnana. Effect is seen. Effect is what? In terms of Jagat. That is what we are telling you. From Brahma, the Jagat is born. No. Only because effect is seen doesn't mean that actually Brahma has undergone change and become the Jagat. No, other way also is possible. Brahma, from Brahma, nothing is born, but there is possibility of appearing something is born. That is being shown now. Continue.
यथा सतः मायाविनः मायया जन्म कार्यम्.
Just as Sataha Mayavinaha. Mayavi is magician. Now tell me, magician is an existent entity or non-existent entity? Existent entity. But from the basket, the what is that? Pigeons he removed is non-existent entity. Though appears to be there, it is not really not there. But Mayavi is there. What he produced is false to the appearance. But that doesn't mean Mayavi doesn't exist. Magician does exist, but the feat he has shown is really not so. The pigeons he has produced are not really so. For the appearance. So Mayavina Mayaya Janma Karyam. What does it do? By Maya. Here Maya means magic. Maya also means magic. Janma Karyam. The Janma, that means of whatever that is produced, is what? Karya, effect is possible. The same manner, this is Drishtanta. Now Dashtanta as per the appearance of Jagat from Brahma. Continue, Evam Jagata.
एवं जगतः जन्म कार्यं गृह्यमाणं मायाविनमिव परमार्थसन्तमात्मानं जगज्जन्म मायास्पदम् अवगमयति.
In your Kailasashram book, Jagat Janma, and there's a gap, Mayaspada. Join it. One word, one phrase. Jagat Janma Mayaspadam Avagamayati. Jagat Janma Mayaspadam is a one phrase. Says, Evam, as we see, an existent magician produces something which is really not there. Same manner, Evam, in the same manner, Jagataha. What's the Jagat? Janmakarye Grihyamani. Janmakarye has to be taken as Janmarupakari. Not Karye, Karyam. Janmarupakaryam. Karya, effect in the form of Janma. Grihyamani. When perceived, we do perceive the Jagat. We can't deny the Jagat, appearance of Jagat. We can't deny the experience of Jagat. So therefore, from that in the same manner, when the Janma Rupa Karya, the Jagat as the effect which is being born, Grihyamani, Jnate, when perceived, Mayavinam Iva, just as the appearance of pigeon, what makes you know that Mayavi is magician is real. So also here, this appearance of Jagat, like in the case of magician Mayadeva, Paramartha Santam Atmanam Jagat Janma Mayaspadam Avagamayati. Avagamayati reveals, makes us know what that there is who Atma. And what Atma? Paramartha Santam, who exists in reality. Atmanam. And with that Paramatma, with exists reality, Jagat Janma Mayaspadam. Jagat Janma Mayayaha Aspadam. Aspadam, Ashrayam of Maya, which produces the Jagat. Just as magician by magic produced something. When you saw that something which is really not there but appears to be there, you have to take for granted that the magician does exist. Like that Indian rope trick. Maybe you had seen the magician earlier. Afterwards, he climbs on the rope and disappears. Magician not seen. And there what? Battle is going in the so-called heaven. Dhanadhan is going on. Now you are seeing it, you are hearing it, but magician is not seeing. But this feat makes you know that magician does exist. Afterwards, he falls down, being cut into pieces. Even then you know that this fellow is still there, is not cut into pieces, which gets confirmed when he gets. So the very perception of a magical feat asserts that there is the magician who is the result of magic. Magic is a power, maybe by mantras, etc., or by hand skill. The power. The one who wields the power is still there, otherwise it's not possible. So that is a Paramartham Santam Atmanam. The ever existent Atma, who itself is Paramatma, with Jagat Janma Maya Aspadam, Aspada, Ashraya of Maya, which gives rise to Jagat, the Janma of Jagat. Avagamayati reveals. Continue.
यस्मात् सतः हि विद्यमानात् कारणात् माया निर्मितस्य हस्त्यादिकार्यस्य इव जगज्जन्म युज्यते न असतः कारणात्.
From this we can know for certain any magical thing is produced from an existent entity. Maybe by magic, but some entity is there who produces that. Like that, the Jagat, though appearance, there is the one who creates it. There is the entity from which it is coming. Yasmat, because Satahahi Vidyamanat Karana, from a cause which is existent in nature. Sataha Vidyamanat Karana, from an existent cause which is Sat. Maya Nirmitasya Hastyadi Karyasya. Just as from an existent magician, whatever that has produced by magic, what are those? Hasti Adi Karyas. Elephants. Pigeons is what Shota. You can make sure that elephant is created by some spell. So Karyas Eva. Now when you say elephant, it may be spell. The one who wields the spell is there. One who wields the magic is there. You have no doubt about that. So like that, Jagat Janma Iva, Karya Siva, like that, Jagat Janma Yujjati. Yujjati means proper. Means the Jagat Janma, that Jagat is born, means though not real, there is an entity who makes you appear as if the Jagat is born. Yujjati. There you can make an adhyahara. Tasmat karanasya sattvam avivadam. Because this appearance of Jagat is there, there is an existent cause. Just as the magical feat is there, there is an existent magician who wields the magic. So also here, the Jagat is perceived means there is an entity who wields Maya Shakti. Not magician here, Maya Shakti. You have to accept it. Without that, without cause, the seeming effect of Jagat is not possible. So therefore, Karanasya Sattvam Avivadam. It is it is not, it cannot be disputed, undisputed. What is it? That the appearing Jagat has got a cause which is existent in nature. Why do you say so? How do you say so? Because na asataha karana. From a cause that doesn't exist, nothing is born. From a cause which is not existing, something is born. Do you know what is happening? You can mint money without working. Anything can be brought, anything can be produced from without any cause as such. It is not so. This is as far as first line of this Karika is concerned. That is, any janma means any karya born of Sat has to be only on account of Maya Shakti and not in reality. Sat Brahma can never undergo a change and become the Jagat. And yet, those people who argue and insist that the Jagat is born from Sat Brahma, which is changeless, in their case, what Brahma they are talking must be something which is what? By nature, subject to change and some effect comes of it. Whereas such Brahma is not Brahma at all. So Brahma is changeless, ever existent principle, non-dual in nature. The very fact that you accept that it is Jatam, Utpatti Shilam, Janma Shilam means it can never be Brahma. So that is now being answered, second line. Read Natu Tattvataha.
न तु तत्त्वतः एव आत्मनः जन्म युज्यते.
Tu, whereas Tattvataha, in reality, Atmana Janma na yujyati. It is not proper to say that from Atma, the actual Jagat Karya is born. Janma means Karya Rupa Jagat. If Atmana na yujyate is not correct. Continue.
अथवा सतः विद्यमानस्य वस्तुनः रज्ज्वादेः सर्पादिवत् मायया जन्म युज्यते न तु तत्त्वतः यथा तथा अग्राह्यस्यापि सतः एव आत्मनः रज्जुसर्पवत् जगद्रूपेण मायया जन्म युज्यते न तु तत्त्वतः एव अजस्य आत्मनः जन्म.
So the Karika was explained. Bhashyakara said, otherwise you understand this way. Is explained the Karika. Same meaning is from a different angle he gives us. Athava, or better know this way. Or not better, you can know this way. What is that? Sataha vidyamanasya vastuna. Of an existent entity. For example, Rajvadehe, of rope, garland, stick, etc. Sarpadivat. Sarpadi means Sarpadi Rupena, in the form of what? Snake, or depending if there's some garland or a stick, crack in the earth, balivar the mutra, some the wet patch, etc. One, Mayaya Janma Yujjati. By Maya, it is possible. By Maya Shakti, such creation, effect, Jagat is possible. Natu Tattvataha, not in reality. Means, just as in the case of existing entity, like rope, etc., by Maya, is that Maya can magic or by ignorance? Ignorance, we can say Maya, ignorance. So, appearance of snake, etc., is possible. Tadvat, in the same, tatha, in the same manner. Agrahasya api sataha eva atma. Atma do agrahya. You can say, take this way. Tatha rajju sarpavat. Agrahasya api sataha eva atmana jagad rupena maya janma yujjati. As in the illustration of rajju sarpa, tatha in the same manner. Rajju sarpavat. Rajju, rope appearing as snake, like that. Agrahasya api sataha eva. Of Atma, Atmanaha, of Atma, which is Sat, ever existential, yet what? Agrahya. Agrahya means imperceptible. Atmanaha. Jagad Rupena, in the form of Jagat. Mayaya Janma Yujjati. The Janma by Maya is possible. Natu Tattvataha. Not in reality. That he continues and tells it is not in reality possible. Continue, Natu.
न तु तत्त्वतः एव अजस्य आत्मनः जन्म.
Whereas Tattvataha, in reality, actually like a seed becoming a tree. Tattvataha. Ajasya Atmanaha. Atma, which Aja, Janma na yujjati. Really something in becoming something is not possible at all. And yet one who claims that no, from Brahma, Atma, Jagat is born. In their case, what Atma, Brahma they speak is something else, whose very nature is to be born into something else, which is not the Atma, Brahma we are talking. Continue, Yasya Punaha.
यस्य पुनः परमार्थ सदजमात्म तत्वं जगद्रूपेण जायते वादिनः न हि तस्य अजं जायते इति शक्यं वक्तुं विरोधात्.
Yasya Punaha, further, in the case of which person? Paramartha Sad Ajam Atma Tattvam Jagad Rupena Jayate. Paramartha Sat Ajam Atma Tattva. Atma Tattva, which is absolutely real. Such Atma Tattva. Jagad Rupena Jayate. On one side he says it is real, non-changing, and yet it is born as the Jagat. Jayate. Yasya Vadinaha, in the case of which argumentator. Nahi tasya, in this case, ajam na jayate, ajam jayate iti vaktum na shakyam. He cannot say something which cannot be born is born, cannot say because it is a contradiction by itself. Why? Shakyam vaktum virodha. He will be contradicting. First, he accepts Sat Atma Brahma is what? Aja, unborn. Unborn means not only born, nothing can be born out of it. Avikari. He accepts. And yet from that again born means what is contradicting what is earlier acceptance. So that is the Virodha. Therefore, if we have to accept a statement that Jagat is born. The Atma, the Brahma, Sat that they refer to cannot be Aja. It is Ja only, subject to birth only that they are talking. Tataha
ततः तस्य अर्थात् जातं ततः तस्यार्थात् जातं जायते इति
तथा
आपन्नं
तस्य अर्थात् जातं correct. ततः तस्य अर्थात् जातं.
ततः तस्य अर्थात् जातं जायते इति आपन्नं ततश्च अनवस्था जाता जायमानत्वेन.
If we accept that the entity which is born from something and gives rise to existence of something, therefore what happens? Tataha tasya arthat. In other words, jatam jayate. What it means is that an entity that is born gets again born in something else. Iti apannam, apannam praptam. Such situation arises. Let it be, so what? You are landing in problem. Therefore, tataha, thereby what happens? Anavastha, regress ad infinitum. Sat Atma is born from something, and in the what it is, and because that Sat Atma is born, it should be born from something else. That should be born from something else. How long you are going? There is no finale at all. Just as now, see, our what is that? Stock example. Tree first or seed first. Chicken first or egg first. No end to that. You have to start from Kalpa or something like that. It has no finale at all. This is what they call regress ad infinitum. Means it is that it fizzles out into uncertainty. There is no certainty at all. So therefore, it's called anavastha dosha, the defect of absence of finale. So jata jayamanatvena, because something is born from the entity that is born, and that entity is born because it's some entity born. Like that, go on finding the cause. You will not be able to find the ultimate cause. To go on doing, there is no final certainty. So therefore, the appearance of Janma Karya Srishti from Sat is what? Mayikam. So therefore, Atma is Aja, non-dual in nature. You cannot argue that from that Jagat is born. He concludes, Tasmad, read.
तस्मात् अजम् एकम् एव आत्मतत्त्वम् इति सिद्धम्.
Because of what we have seen so far. What is that? If at all any creation appears to emerge from Sat Brahma, it has to be Mayika. In reality, it is just not possible. And if, in spite of this, someone insists that Brahma is Aja and Jagat is born, his acceptance that Brahma is Aja is wrong. What it means is that Brahma, which is born, from which Jagat is born, then what is the cause of the Brahma? X. What is the cause of the X Brahma? Y. Z. You go on to what? Infinity. Still you can't get a certain final cause as such. It's a defect. So therefore, Tasma, Ajam Ekam Eva. Ajam Atma Tattvam Brahma is ekam eva, non-dual in nature. It is siddham. It is siddham. Having listened this argument, other person comes up. Sir, you have taken one thing for granted. What is it? You take for granted from an existent Sat entity only something can be born. Need not be. From a non-existent entity or something can be born. This is what they say as what is called as Satkaryavada, Asatkaryavada. From a Sat, an existing entity, cause, effect is born. That is what the argumentator asks with. You are talking of such things. You are talking of anavastha dosha, etc., means which is not able to ascertain the final cause. Let it be, there need not be final cause at all. See, you are talking that a concrete cause must be there from which the effect is to be born. Need not be. Without that also from non-existent entity also effect can be born. So because the argumenter says, sir, there is no rule that from an existing entity only something has to be born. How come? Because from non-existent entity also can be something born. Asat karya. Cause is asat, doesn't exist, but effect is born. It's possible, asat karya. So this asat karya vada is wrong. That is being now told. Read 28.
Asatoma 28 read
28.
28 हाँ असतो मायया जन्म तत्वतो नैव युज्यते वन्ध्या पुत्रो न तत्वेन मायया वापि जायते.
Sir, you are talking of something ridiculous thing. Take Anvaya. Asataha Janma Mayaya Adva Tatvataha Na Yujyati. Vandya Putraha Na Tatvena Na Mayava Api Jayate. Vandya Putraha Na Tatvena Na Mayava Api Jayate. Says here also asataha of asat of a non-existent entity can be taken, or that is sixth case, or from asat, fifth case, from asat, whatever it means. Either way. Of asataha means of an entity which is not existing. Its birth, janma, mayaya na yujyate, is not possible by maya. Not only that, tatvataha naiva yujyate. Even in reality, the birth of an existent entity is just not possible. What he means is, a non-existing entity cannot take birth by Maya, magic, or Maya Shakti. So here you take magic only. Or again, Tatvata naiva jayate. A non-existing entity cannot be born in reality also. If you are not still understood, listen this illustration. What is that? Vandhya Putraha, the son of a barren woman, na tatvena jayate, mayavapi na jayate. Not born in reality. Because there is no Maya by magic also. Why magic also? If the son of a barren woman is born by magic, his appearance must be available for some time. See, look here. If in reality the Vandhya Putra is born, son of Vandhya, he should be available all along. No, by magic he is born, then what happens? That appearance must be there for some time at least. After it may not be there. Vapi na jayate is not what Maya vapi na bhat. It's a common sense. A son of a barren woman is neither born in reality nor by magic. So also, a non-existent entity is not born either by magic or by Maya Shakti or in reality. Take Bhashya. Asadvadinam.
असद्वादिनाम् असतः अभावस्य मायया तत्वतो वा न कथंचन जन्म युज्यते.
In the case of Asadvadi, because that fellow is branded as a Sadvadi, to whatever that was told in the Karika 27, the objection was that, sir, you are taking for granted that for any creation, an existent cause is indispensable, which we don't accept. From a non-existent cause also something can be born, that what is context. These people are called as Asadvadis. From Asad, non-existent cause, some existent effect is born. You don't have any money, you can purchase lot of things. How nice it would have been. That's what they think. No, we'll borrow. If you say borrow or loan, etc., you are taking actually existent money only. That is not the case. Asadvadinam. In the case of this, we are read it, no? Have you read it? Pranav, have you read it?
First line read, Swamiji.
Achha. Asadvadinam. In the case of those who argue that from a non-existent entity, something can be born. Says asataha from the Karika. That is of Sat, sixth case. That is asata means what? Meaning is abhavasya, of a non-existent entity. Maya. Maya means not in reality. Atatvata. Not actual. Or tatvataha. In reality. Means either in simple appearance, but not in real, or in reality. Na kathanchana janma yujyate. Na kathanchana, eva is there. Naiva. There is any birth of something is not at all proper. Means from a non-existent entity, either by Maya in terms of appearance or in reality, nothing can be born. How do you say so? Sir, we challenge you. What is that? Show. At least one example you show. From non-existent entity something is born. So the answer is given. Adrishtatvat.
अदृष्टत्वात् नहि वन्ध्या नहि वन्ध्या पुत्रः मायया तत्त्वतः वा जायते तस्माद् अत्र असद्वादः दूरतः एव अनुपपन्नः इत्यर्थः.
Adrishtatvat. Sir, in the world such things are not seen at all. What are you talking? Something imagining you. You are imagining something. From a non-existent entity, nothing is born. The mode of birth can be anything, whether magic or real. For which the Karika has given the illustration. Nahi Vandyaputra, Sandhya Parano, no Mayaya, no Tattvahava Jayate. Neither born by magic or Maya Shakti, nor by the in reality. Therefore, Tasma means from Asat, there being no possibility of birth of something in any way whatsoever, whether by Maya magic or Maya Shakti or in reality. Therefore, Tasma. Atra. Atra means in our discussion of ascertaining cause-effect relationship. What is the cause of the Jagat? In this discussion, Atra. Asadvadaha. The argument that from a non-existent entity, an existent entity is born. This vada, this argument was Durataha eva anupapannaha, is far, far from truth. Anupapanna, improper. It can nowhere come near to be proper. Means next to impossible. Is next to impossible. So the anupanna iti artha. Now, okay, that's accepted. But you told that Sataha Maya Janma Yujyate. 27. Sato hi Maya Janma Yujyate Natu Tatvata. How do you say that an effect Janma Karya Rupa Srishti is born of Sat, but on account of Maya? Tatvata you are not ready to accept. You do not accept the birth of Jagat from Sat Brahma Atma in reality. But you are accepting the Srishti, the birth of Srishti, how Mayaya. How is it so? How is it so? That question is being asked. Read Katham.
कथं पुनः सतः मायया एव जन्म इत्युच्यते.
See, further to ask further. Sataha, from an ever-existent principle Atma Brahma, Mayaya eva, only on account of Maya Shakti, Janma iti, Srishti Karya is born iti, Katham uchyate. How do you say so? For which answer is given in the Karika 29. Read Karika 29.
यथा स्वप्ने द्वयाभासं स्पन्दते मायया मनः तथा जाग्रद्वयाभासं स्पन्दते मायया मनः
यथा मनः स्वप्ने मायया द्वयाभासं स्पन्दते तथा मनः जाग्रद्वयाभासं स्पन्दते. यथा, just as manah, the mind, what does it do? Swapne, in dream. Mayaya, by maya. Now this maya has to be taken either avidya or nidra. More precisely, sleep. Sleep, what? What does it do? Puts the mind at rest. And then that ardha vikasa of the mind takes place. Or avidya, because of not knowing, ignorance, not knowing oneself as the waker. So maya, by avidya or nidra, dvayabhasam spandati, spins, projects the appearance of dualistic jagat, the dream jagat. Is it not true? See, the mind projects the dream jagat, which is only an appearance because of our sleep or avidya. Tatha, in the same manner, the same mind, jagradvaya bhasam mayaya spandati. It spins or projects the appearance of dualistic jagat. Which jagat? Waking jagat. By maya only. By avidya. Here is not nidra, but avidya, ignorance or maya shakti only. The mind does that. We'll see the Bhashya.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ